Sleep Radio. You're listening to Sleep Radio. You're listening to Sleep Radio.
Hello. Hi, so this is, I'm going to be playing a small set about the current modern situation of dating in this world, and it's just a curation of Instagram advices that I found online, which I thought were pretty funny. But don't take any of this literal, because that's the problem of this dating advice, that it gets taken so literally. So don't take it too literally, but it's just, there's an idea to make fun of and to listen to and see what you think about it. So yeah, enjoy.
I just can't help myself. But it's right there. I know. But I just can't do it. Do you not want any coffee? No, I do, very much. Then go for it. I can't. Would you like me to pour you a cup? Or I wish you could. Sure, yeah, but you can't. I can't? No, because I have to do this myself. No one else can do this for me. I'm sorry, do you want coffee or not? No, I do. I really do. And what's so complicated? You want coffee, you pour yourself some coffee. It's really that simple. I can't do it. I can't do it. Why can't I do it? I just get to the very edge. I can't jump. You know? Do you mind if I have some? No, not at all. Do you mind? Oh, yeah, sure. Anything else? No. Would you care for some, or? Yeah. Yeah, I would, actually. Help yourself. I can't.
If the person you're dating doesn't text you every day, that person's not actually that into you, so you should drop them. So shitty advice like that is what we like to call black and white thinking. According to psychologists, black and white thinking is actually a cognitive distortion. Black and white thinking is also a very common defense mechanism. The reason black and white thinking is so detrimental is because part of healing and part of being a human is understanding that there are shades of gray, there is nuance, that not every single person is operating in the same. So when we use sweeping generalizations like, if a guy doesn't text you every day, then he doesn't like you, that is assuming that it's either good or bad, that everybody does this or they do this, without holding space that people can show up in different ways. Just because somebody doesn't want to text you every single day doesn't mean that they also don't want a relationship with you. That could just mean that they don't resonate with texting every single day. And the more we hold on to this black and white thinking, the further away we are getting from somebody that can actually satisfy our true needs. Because at the end of the day, your true need isn't that you need a text every fucking day. Your true need is that you need a partner who chooses you, who makes you feel seen, heard, and understood, and makes you feel safe. That doesn't come because somebody texts you good morning every single morning. And the reason black and white thinking can also be so detrimental is because it's not allowing you to see people as people. It's either you have to be perfect and it's putting the good or the bad, but it's not really understanding empathy or compassion or where someone else is in their journey. And realistically, the only reason you want to text every fucking day isn't because that's how you're getting to know them better. That's because you're anxious and you're worried that they're going to forget about you or they're not going to choose you. And that's a core belief that has nothing to do with them and everything to do with what we actually
Today I got so sad I thought about re-downloading Hinge, even though I don't really like Hinge, and then I reminded myself that the pursuit of meaningless conversation has never made me less sad, and that the possibility of beginnings, when used as a distraction, perpetuate my pain instead of curing it, and that treating the state of my inner world as something so trivial that it could be soothed by the illusion of intimacy or the attention of a man is a disservice to the growth that I am capable of if only I decided that I was worth the time and investment and awareness necessary for that growth to occur. And then I thought about texting my ex.
Okay, honestly, I'm starting to see why people use dating apps, because one of the most humbling experiences as an adult for me is having to tell somebody that you like them romantically or want to date them. I don't know if this is just like a me problem, but this keeps on happening to me, and I don't know what to do. Because every time I look up things online, like, oh, how to tell somebody you like them, or how to ask, so it's always like geared towards like people in high school or middle school. Like, this feels like such a high school thing. To just look, I'm a grown tax-paying adult, and I'm looking like at another grown tax-paying adult in the eyes, and I'm like, yes, I kind of like you, like, you know, like romantically, like in a datey way, and like, there's got to be a better way. Like, I don't know if this is just like, this is probably just a me thing, and just with the way that I date and things like that, but I don't know, does anybody else experience this? And like, I don't know, like, I'm genuinely terrified to go through this ever again. Like, I cannot. Okay, honestly, I'm starting to see why people use dating apps, because
Hi baby, we need to talk about the difference between openness and vulnerability. We are open when we are sharing something about ourselves or a part of us that we've already processed and worked through. It's something that we know about ourselves. It doesn't feel particularly risky to share. It might seem really vulnerable to someone else, but actually to you, it's something that feels relatively safe to share. Vulnerability, on the other hand, feels like an entirely different experience, and it is. It's raw, it's messy, it's chaotic, it might feel really jumbled, you might feel like you're not making sense, you might actually notice other feelings coming up when you're being vulnerable, you might feel really embarrassed or ashamed. That's what most of us are avoiding in our closest relationships. We are avoiding letting people in. We don't want people to see the messy parts of us. We want people to think that we're fine and we're put together and we've got everything sorted, but actually, letting the people closest to us see those parts of us helps build a deeper connection, which in turn allows us and the relationship to feel more secure.
Here's the simplest dating advice you'll ever need in your life, but most of you won't listen because you guys like to argue and complain about stupid shit that is very easy to understand. That person that has inconsistent communication with you just doesn't like you that much. That person that ghosted you isn't a bad person. They just became uninterested or found someone else. Move on, find someone else to text you. If your partner cheated on you, leave them. And if you don't leave them, which most of you won't because most of you lack standards and self-respect, shut up about it, stop hanging it over their head, and learn how to work through it together. Or else, move on. If a man does not want to pay all your bills and wants to go 50-50, that doesn't make him a bum, that doesn't make him a bad guy, that doesn't make him a little boy. He's still a man, just a man with different interests and goals in life. Go find you someone who will. There's 8 billion people in the world, I promise you can find one. That woman that wants all her bills paid doesn't make her a gold digger, doesn't make her a slut. Just go find you one that could do 50-50 with you. It's very simple. She just doesn't want what you want, and that's okay. You cannot attract the type of person you want if you are also not the person that they want. Get off the couch if you want a gym rat. Open up a fucking book if you want someone to read books a lot. It's very simple. Men aren't shit, your standards are. You attract what you are, so maybe it's time to do some self-reflection. Most men under 30 don't have their shit together, and that's okay. Stop letting social media fill up your head with these unrealistic standards. Believe people when they show you who they are, the first time. You do not get to choose or change the way someone decides to love you. You simply sit down, shut up, observe, and decide whether you want to participate in the way that they love.
I don't want to be with you anymore. That's okay. Wait, what? Thank you for telling me. I want to be with someone who wants to be with me, so this is good information to have. By you saying this, you just made it that much easier for me to say goodbye. You're You're not taking this personally? No. What someone likes or doesn't like is not a reflection of me. It's a reflection of what works for them. My job is not to fit into that. My job is to see how people love and choose whether or not that works for me, not to try to get you to like me. Wow, mature. Is it wrong that I like you again? No, it's not wrong, but I'm not interested because it took losing me for you to figure this out. Secure people like secure people. Damn, I guess playing hard to get only works with anxious people.
How beautiful it is for women to maybe just step aside and prioritize their family and spend time with their children.
Can you imagine if we had a religion based on a goddess in the sky who had a daughter named Jess who came to Earth like 2,000 years ago, and she had these 12 besties, and they wrote a book together about how men just naturally belong in the home. And one of the only strong male characters was the Virgin Marcus, and men also aren't allowed to have leadership roles in this church. And then we used this book as justification to enact policies that make it difficult for men to ever leave the home. And we say it's a really commendable job, but we also don't pay them for it. And then if they do ever leave, we complain about how he left and stole half her income. And we've also never had a male president, but none of it's in like a sexist way. Men are just stepping aside. They're not being pushed aside. They're just stepping aside. And it's really beautiful.
Hey man, can I ask for your advice on something?
Yeah, sure.
So I'm taking this girl out, right? First date, steak dinner, come back to my place, hoping to make it to at least third base. Know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man, yeah, I love third base. You want to like find out her hopes and dreams for her future. Nice.
No, I just want her to take off.
Take off any mask that she puts on for people she doesn't feel she can fully trust. I get it. You want to like listen to her share her heart, get to know the real her.
No, so the reason I'm into this girl is because she's got a great set of
creative ambitions. Totally. I also find that super attractive. That's how I met my wife.
Yeah, see, that's it. It's that intellectual curiosity that is such a turn on.
Totally.
We totally get it too. Gary, Steve, check this out. Oh yeah.
It keeps getting better the further down you go.
Man, nice work. I mean, that's a perfect 10 right there.
This is what I'm talking about.
It's just words. How do we resolve conflict with gentleness and humor? And that's great. I mean, that's just wisdom right there, you know?
I always look at this after a workout. Just a great reminder to be thinking of her needs instead of my own, you know?
Right. And when we work out, it's not just a chance to improve our bodies, but ourselves as husbands and fathers.
This is the weirdest locker room.
I think I'm addicted to reels, probably. Sometimes it feels like I'm scrolling for something, maybe a moment of connection. I find that ironic, how we kind of look for meaning outside ourselves alone. Social media, big as it is, sort of narrowed my world, if anything. Somebody told me that, like, the algorithm doesn't just feed you what you like, it's more about what you hate. And I feel like that sounds like the end of the world. You know, somebody farming us for our most cynical impulses is kind of a bleak thought, but it is the truth. As I get older, everything just feels a bit colder and a bit more bleak, but there are things in my life that still bring me life, like a gig or a love song or a pub. They're places not for competition or consumption, they're just places for feeling, and I think that's probably just engaging with people face to face. It is ironic this is going to show up on Reels, but I guess to that I'd just say, you just have to constantly engage with yourself and make sure that the content you are consuming is adding to your humanity and not taking away from it and not feeding that impulse, that kind of cynical part of yourself that everybody has, and forces you to become somebody that you're maybe not. So don't let the algorithm tell you who you are, basically. Be on Reels all you want, but take a walk sometimes. I don't know.
think our parents were right. It was the damn phones. We laughed when we were children, hearing it's that Snapgram and InstaChat and Face Talk. They didn't understand. They couldn't even say it right. We thought we knew better than them. They didn't know what it was like having a world at the tip of our fingertips. We scroll through the trash so much we have headlines tattooed on our skin, wires for veins, AI for a brain. And they may not have understood, but they were right. It is the damn phones. A drug in my pocket dependent on stimulation, but can we blame us? We were but children when they were given. We didn't know how to stop it. If I added up all the hours I spent on a screen, existential dread and regret would creep in, so I ignore this fact by typing away. And it's not like I can throw away my phone. It's how we communicate. It's how we relate. It's the medicine that is surely making our souls die. I used to say I was born in the wrong generation, but I was mistaken, for do I not do everything I say I hate? When I look in the mirror, I see a ghost staring back. I try not to think too much about who I would be without technology. The character behind my phone screen has become self-aware. Almost worse than being naive, for I know it's poison, but I drink anyways. We used to be scared of robots gaining consciousness, a lie by the media companies to distract us, as to not ourselves become conscious of the mess they created. We are the robots, we are the product, so I sit and I scroll and I rot and repeat. Sit and scroll and rot until my own thoughts are what is being fed to me on TV, until my own feelings are wrapped up in celebrities, until my body is a tool of my political identity, and so I sit and I scroll and I rot. And so I post on the internet how the internet has failed us so that I may not fail my internet presence. I think our parents were right. It was the damn phones.
What did you just say? I said, my seed giving, rideable, breedable, good looking, great cooking, muscular, magic carpet, mustache, amusement park, ride, rug burn, distributing, bubblegum, booty, daddy, future fiance, father of my children. If you get down on one, I'll get down on 2 knees. Dolphin, seagull, guinea pig, giggling, generous, humble, golden retriever, rambunctious, rowdy, supportive like a bra, ADH, high definition, D, aggressively cuddling, athletically snuggling, sweet spot finding boyfriend. Do you want to go get lunch?
Find out if she likes you, it's as simple as this. Hey, I really enjoy spending time with you and I want to see this go further. I just kind of want to check with where you're at and see how you're feeling about it. Obviously, if you're not into it, we can totally just be friends, that's fine. I just want to get a pulse check and see what you're feeling.
If you don't know how to flirt, just like don't even know where to start, hit them with something they would never expect.
Boyfriend pulled out like the move of the century on our second date, which is how I knew I was going to be obsessed with him. So on our first date, like we had a great time, but I had also had a glass of wine, and I was like, was I just tipsy or did I enjoy myself? Hard to tell, you know? So I get to the second date, and he's cooking me dinner at his place, and then we were going to watch a movie after. I sit down for dinner, and he's asking me a bunch of questions about myself. He's like, who are your people in Nashville? Like, who are your closest friends? Tell me about them. I'm like, well, I live with my best friend, Sarah. Like, we're inseparable. We do everything together, whatever. I'm telling him about her. He tells me about his friends, conversation over, we sit down to watch the movie. Then at the end of the night, I look over, and this man is pouring food into a Tupperware. He hands it to me, and he goes, this is dinner for Sarah. I can't wait to meet her one day. I was like, weird way to propose, but yes.
This is a red flag that you must never, ever ignore. If you are starting to see someone, let's just say it's within the first 6 months of a relationship, so early relationship. First of all, it's normal to have some ambivalence, to question, is this person right for me? Am I I right for them? Are we right for each other? Like long term, is this a right fit? That's what the beginning of a relationship is really for, is trying to figure out that sort of right fitness. However, if you start to question their character, question whether or not they're a good person, question whether or not they're an honest person, you start to question if maybe they're a narcissist, and you're asking your friends if they think that about this person, that's when you have to run very far in the other direction.
They can go a whole day without texting you. They're telling you how they feel about you.
And this is a great example of black and white thinking. Black and white thinking is often a coping and defense mechanism. It's either good or bad because it allows us to stay in the good or bad. And this is a prime example. If someone doesn't text you for a day, they're automatically telling you how they feel about you without taking into consideration, one, maybe you don't know this person that well. Why would somebody text you every single day and create a false sense of intimacy and create a dopamine loop when you guys don't really know each other that well? And until you're at least exclusive or in some kind of commitment with this person, nobody owes that to you. Instead, let's look at their patterns of behavior, not just little moments. What this also is hypervigilance. You're scanning for safety. So if they didn't text me, that equals this. We don't have any gray area. You don't have any space for nuance. What you're doing is you're actually writing off pretty amazing people that might not resonate in the same ways that you do with communication and texting. Just because someone has their phone in their hands 24/7 doesn't mean that you should automatically have access to that person. And if I listened to this kind of bullshit, I would never be with the current partner that I have. Maybe start to trust yourself. Stop listening to this clickbait on the internet that's going to keep you single for a lot longer than you need to be.
If you just met somebody or started dating somebody recently and they say one of these 3 things, do yourself the favor and fucking run. 1, I'm not looking for anything serious. This is not a fucking invitation for you to try to prove yourself to them that look what you're going to be missing out and look how amazing I am and I can get any guy to want me and to be with me, blah, blah, blah. They're telling you they are going to hurt you if you continue with them. If someone is being that blatantly honest up front, trust me, you could literally be the most incredible, perfect woman or guy in the entire planet. It is not going to change somebody if they are telling you that they don't want a relationship. Trust me. And if it is something that you do pursue, that is when you need to look into yourself. Why are you chasing emotionally unavailable people? Why are you going after people? Is it because this is a core wound or a trauma that you have since you were a child, that you have to prove yourself, that you have to show your worth, that you have to win somebody over? Are you going after somebody who's unavailable because you know you're not going to get them and it's a bit safer for you? Start to look into that one if that's something you're going to pursue. 2, you're just too good for me. Listen, we all want the best. Everybody wants the best version of a partner. So if somebody is going to tell you, you're just too good to me, you're too good for me, I don't deserve you, that is also their very nice and subtle way of saying, I'm going to fucking hurt you. When somebody identifies a prize and something that's amazing, they're not going to let that walk away unless they don't really genuinely see that person as being a prize. So if somebody is going to blow hot smoke up your ass and tell you that, take it as, thank you, you're right, and I will go find somebody that wants to claim how amazing I fucking am.
I'm 30 years old. I just realized that after a first date, you can continue to take it slow and just go on 1 date a week for a while instead of triggering your anxious attachment style and ultimately running that relationship into the ground until you both hate each other because you tried to move too fast.
We went from what are we to I picked him up at the airport, a little too far gone, but he did bring me back a rock and a crab claw, which is a crazy way for him to tell me that he's got autism, but I fuck with it. You know what I mean? I respect it.
6 reasons to be with someone, or at least give them a big chance. Number 1, you feel safe when you're with them. You feel safe to be yourself. You feel safe to express yourself. You feel safe to ask for what you need. You feel safe physically. You just feel safe. Number 2, you laugh together. You have fun together. You're playful with one another. It's not just all serious. Number 3, they're generous with you. They're generous with their time. They're generous with their energy. They're generous with their attention. They're generous with their affection. And then number 4, they call you out on your stuff. You can't just walk all over them. They're not, as much as they're into you, they're not going to just please you or try to win you. They're going to call you out on your stuff. And they're also going to call you out when you're not actually on your path, because they want you to be on your path. And then number 5, you just feel like a better person when you're around them.
If I ever break up with you, how would you want me to do it?
Is that like a bad question?
No, it's a great preparation. I would be pretty mad if it would come out of the blue, you know? Then I'm like, oh, we really haven't communicated then. Something is like really wrong. And I hope it doesn't come to that point, right? Like communicate to me that you're unsure before you actually break up so that I can actually travel with you through your feelings. And like through your experience of losing feelings for me, let's say. Talk to me when it's starting to happen and not when it has happened. I would hope for it to not be like a heartbreak. It would be much nicer if it was like a heart fade.
I mean, of course. But I think if it's a surprise to you, then I've failed at communicating.
Yes.
And from my previous mistakes, I have learned not to fail at communicating.
Straight men, can y'all do me the favor and stop making it seem like women are confusing and this like weird, like ethereal being that you can never understand and is super emotional? The reality is women are just experiencing their emotions. And you're not, because you were never taught how to properly express your emotions. If anything, if anyone is confusing, it's men, not women. I'm so sorry. Women are so easy to understand. Men, I don't understand y'all. Especially straight men. Are you guys okay? Is there a soul in there? Love you. Get better soon.
Hey, I'm so glad the date went well. Here are some things you should think about. Do you like him or do you just like that he likes you? Are you excited or is that anxiety? Is he boring or is he just stable? Are you polyamorous or are you just a chronic people pleaser? And were you turned on or did you just kind of have to pee a little?
I love it when men try being mean to me as a form of flirting, because it's like, buddy, that is not the way to my heart. I like my men sweet like frickin' candy, my positive affirmation kings, my reassurance zaddies, because I feel like I already have a built-in bully in my head, kind of. Like, I'm already kind of mean to myself, you know? I cannot have a partner that is mean to me also. Quickest way to turn me off. Give me the lover boys immediately. Thoughtful kings only.
Might not be texting each other all day, every day, but the conversations you are having, they are gradually... I live in Mexico City. I hope that was a car backfiring. The conversations that you're having, they're gradually deepening. So maybe one week you're talking about childhood, and the next week you're sharing your future goals. Each interaction builds on the last, even if it's slow. I know texting is a big trigger for my anxiously attached, so what we're looking for is consistent effort, even if it's low-key. So they might not text you every morning, but when they do, it's thoughtful and intentional. A simple message like, hey, I hope your day's going well, I can't wait to catch up later, shows that they're thinking about you without bombarding you with a ton of messages. Another thing that you should expect in a slow burn relationship is respect for boundaries and space. So maybe they need some space after a really busy week. So you're not texting for a day or two, but they let you know why, and they communicate with you that they need time to recharge rather than like an avoidant would just ghost and disappear. And you respect that because you know that their boundary is not a sign of disinterest, it's them meeting their own needs. Speaking of ghosting, we're not doing the emotional roller coasters in a slow burn relationship. Instead of ghosting or hot and cold behavior, they are communicating when something is wrong. Something like, hey, this is upsetting me. I need some time to think it over. I'll contact you in a couple of days. Now, if you're anxious, this is when you have to lean on your self-soothing tools, but it's important for you not to feel like you're walking on eggshells, constantly waiting for the emotional shift. Lastly, in a slow burn relationship, there is room for vulnerability, but at your own pace. If you share something personal, they listen without judgment. They don't try to pry and make you open up more. They respect your pace. Maybe they say something like, take your time.
I think the moment I realized my standards were so low was when I told my friend about a guy I was seeing, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't force him to do anything I didn't want to do. And then she goes, Caitlin, not assaulting you is the bare fucking minimum. And I was like, oh, you're onto something with that one.
so careful. I just went under a bridge and the troll stopped me. He didn't stop anyone else. And of course he asked me, do I have my magic beans with me? Of course, it's one fucking day. I leave the house without magic beans. I say, no, can I do a riddle instead? Yes, okay, I do the riddle, fine. And then I'm walking away and he calls after me like, oh, one more thing. And I'm like, what? And he goes, dragon. And I go, dragon what? And he goes, dragging these nuts across your face. To speak to me that way, with that crass vulgarity, when not only am I a lady, I'm the lady with the swagger and heart of an entrepreneur, and I will not be addressed in that fashion.
TV. Hi. What song are you listening to? Oh, his voice memo from 23 weeks ago.
Wow.
I just realized that all the guys that I date have one thing in common, and it's not their like ethnicity or anything. It's the fact that they all look gay.
Guys be like, oh, she hasn't talked to me today. I think she's texting with another guy. Habibi! She worked all day, she's tired, laying in bed, with some food, checking her phone every 2 seconds to see if you texted her. Ladies, block that princess. Yalla.
Maddie, what you looking for tonight? Tatted, has a mullet, maybe a mustache, is probably named... Hey, yo, Sophie, what you looking for tonight? Jewish, big nose, drummer, bass player, my ex.
I'm not gonna show you a picture of him, okay? Why? Because he's low-key kinda ugly. I don't know, I just like those guys. I think they're cute, even though they're really ugly. And I know that you're gonna judge him and think he's ugly because he is, but he doesn't take good photos because he's ugly.
I just finished watching 500 Days of Summer. I don't believe in love anymore. I called my grandparents because they've been married for 70 years and I need a love story just to combat whatever bullshit I just watched. I call him up. I'm like, hey, Grandpa, I was just wondering, what's the key to love? Like, how do you know that they actually love you? What love? That bitch married me for my green card. What bitch? Grandma? What are you talking? Me and Grandma ain't hooked up in 13 years. It ain't love, boy. Why did you tell me that? So I have to have that information in my brain and sit with you guys during Thanksgiving? No! I have so much to think about over the next, 4 hours. I'm gonna turn my phone off and think,
I smiled when I got a text today. I am fucked. There's no cooked, oh, Chad, I'm cooked. Chad, I'm cooked. No, I'm fucked! Fucked! Capital F-U-C-K. Fucked. All aboard the sick train. Destination fucked. Passenger of one. I mean, yeah, she's cute. She's nice. She's weird. I've known her for 2 weeks. I am so fucked.
What I need is for my psychiatrist to prescribe me some Zyn and a cold beer. That's what would fix me. I do not need to be put on psychiatric medication.
Falling in love with someone, it's important to remember that they're probably not real. You've made them up in your head, and you're just a schizophrenic.
Guys, don't believe a word of it. You haven't fallen in love. It is entirely in your own head. This is a whole figment of your imagination. You need to get out of there and go get drunk instead.
Where's the AI that does my taxes? Where's the AI that balances my stock portfolio? Where's the AI that helps unemployed people find a job? I guess what I'm saying here is where's the AI that does the crap that humans don't want to do? Because that's the AI that we were all promised. Why does it seem like every tech company on the planet is hell-bent on making the next big AI that does something like write screenplays, or make music, or write books, or create art? Because newsflash, guys, those are the things we still want to do! Nobody on this planet wants the next Mona Lisa, or Shawshank Redemption, or Bohemian Rhapsody to come from your copyright collage robot. It isn't impressive, it's depressing. Stop developing your AI if all it's gonna do is contribute to a derivative dystopian hellscape, and start developing AI that actually does the crap that humans don't want to do.
If you're not happy single, you will not be happy taken. Happiness comes from alcohol, not relationships.
Listen, biologically, your liver can handle a lot more than your heart can. So that being said, you need to reject love and become an alcoholic instead.
Is your boyfriend causing you a lot of emotional distress that you don't know how to deal with? Expose him for being a Boeing whistleblower.
What does that mean? What is that? Hey, no, whoa, what is this? No, come on!
The other time, the most recent time, a new girlfriend of 4 months asked me if I wanted to go to Joshua Tree. 4 months is still in the window where if you're like me, you're still like very much intimidated by who you're dating. And I was like, yes, let's go. I'm gonna kill this. This is gonna be great. And then she was like, let's do mushrooms. Let's connect on a spiritual like plane. I do mushrooms and then within 30 seconds I get like explosive diarrhea. Being on mushrooms and having like a new relationship, like sitting outside the door and like exploding out of your ass and like staring at the ground and the ground is turning into like Hebrew letters. Pretty terrifying. I think I was shitting for like an hour. She was having like a really good trip and then time dilation for her was different. So she was like, oh, it was like 5 minutes. I didn't even know you were in there for that long. After the purge, it got good. I started to feel good. I started to feel happy. Everything was cool. I was like, oh, I'm a child again. And then as the sun went down, a house lit on fire and it burned down. Yeah, we just watched this house burn down. We were like, dude, this is crazy. I have no idea if this is real. And the next day, a house had burned down. Nobody was home. Nobody was home.
People use pet names in public and not get embarrassed. I was at the movie theaters the other day, and I got sat next to a couple, but the dude was on the girl's lap, and the girl was full on grabbing his ass. I watched this dude look down at the girl and was like, I'll do whatever my princess says. Then the girl was like, you're my prince. Bark for me. Then the dude actually barked. In what world are you watching Harold and the Purple Crayon and you think it's a good idea to bark in the movie theater? How are you not embarrassed? I'm embarrassed and I didn't even bark. I accidentally made eye contact with the girl and the dude had an issue with that. He started growling at me. He was like, "Ugh," but the girl held him back. I don't know what he was finna do. I can't believe I'm saying this, but please don't sit on your girlfriend's lap in public and please don't bark at me. Thank you.
So I just found out that women have to deal with cheating men, manipulative men, narcissistic men. Why? Why? I didn't know that. Why do you have to go through that? On behalf of all men, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. It's just so unfair. It hurts my soul. My heart is breaking for you guys. I'm sorry.
I fucking love Tame Impala, man. Did you know that it's just one guy?
Hold on, it's Ben. Hello?
Hey, man, what's up?
Yeah, I don't fucking know, man. You called me?
Hey, Ben, do you listen to Tame Impala?
Bro, I'm just so litty off this fire sauce that you gave me. I'm seeing colors and shit, man.
I sold him an eighth of oregano.
Listen to this fucking
Joe,
shit,
can you turn
man.
it down?
Ben, if you had to guess, how many people do you think are in this band?
summer day when you were gone. I crashed my car into the bridge. I watched, I let it burn. I threw your shit into a bag and pushed it down the stairs. I crashed my car into the bridge. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. I got this feeling on a summer day when you were gone. I crashed my car into the bridge. I watched, I let it burn. I threw your shit into a bag and pushed it down the stairs. I crashed my car into the bridge. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. You're on a different road. I'm in the Milky Way. You want me down on Earth, but I am up in space. You're so damn hard to please. We gotta kill this switch. You're from the 70s, but I'm a 90s bitch. I love it.
Shawty they look like the egg, look what you look like the egg. I'm in the kitchen on red. I just want you to mistake. Pull up with some of the egg. Pull up by some of the egg. Pull up by some of the egg.
I got this feeling on a summer day when you were gone. I crashed my car into the bridge. I watched, I let it burn. I threw your shit into a bag and pushed it down the stairs. I crashed my car into the bridge. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. I love it. I love it. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. I'm in the Milky Way. You want me down on Earth, but I am up in space. You're so damn hard to please. We gotta kill this switch. You're from the 70s, but I'm a 90s bitch. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. I love it. I love it. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. I love it. I love it. Dick in the thigh, dick in the waist, dick in the right motherfucking places. Hits like Venus Serena, ayy. He wanna eat up the Caesar, ayy. Bonita, ayy. Baby girl needed the wiener, ayy. Dug in the guts in a skeeter, ayy. Arena, hey. I'm in the hall, Regina. I'm on the wall, a genius. I am the whiz, the teacher. Skinny legend like Wiz Khalifa. Hair go long like Chia. Money go long like Nia. I am the big idea. My twins big like Tia. My twins big like Tia Tamara. Why? Tia Tamara. Why? Tia Tamara. Why? Tia Tamara. Hair go long like Chia. Money go long like Nia.
candy, but I'm not his buttercup. These hoes swear that they can't stand me, but ain't never pulling up. I just made 100K in 2 weeks, little bitch. Do you need me to pull it up? Big black truck and we pulling up. She drank so much that she throwing it up. But we don't give a fuck, we still rolling it up. I got a lot of money, but a lot ain't enough. Where I'm the boys, they ain't towing us. I make the jokes, you ain't trolling us. My neck is on ice, you ain't cold as us. And when we hop out, you know it's us. My chopper sing like Sia. Make a bitch sick, diarrhea. Dressed in all black, damn Reba.
You're listening to